Hello my beautiful people, welcome back. Today in this video I'm gonna show you exactly how you can create this free responsible educational website using HTML, CSS and JavaScript. And also we are going to make it free responsible for any device using a modern technology like flexbox and media query. Before directly jump right into the video, let me show you the features of this website that we are going to design right now in this video. Let's jump right into it. Okay, here we have a navigation menu having a nice hover-over effect, and also when I click over this navigation menu, it redirects you into the target section with having a smooth scrolling effect. Over here also we have a quick link right here over the footer section over here, and also we have a nice animating background image right here. It animates every 5 seconds. So again, when you come to the responsiveness for this website, it is responsible for any device, just like phone. So we are going to make it using a modern technology like flexbox and media query. You see, it is fully responsible. Seeing is believing. Okay. So again, when we click over this toggle menu, you see a navigation menu is coming to play. Here we have a course title having a link right here. Before directly jump right into the video, if you are new to this channel, make sure to subscribe and press the notification bell icon to be notified while I come out a daily programming training video just like this one. With that being said, let's dive right into the video. Okay, the first thing what we are going to do is setting up the folder. Here we have index.html document, and here we have a JS folder that contains a script.js, and then here we have an image folder that contains different images that we are going to use to design this educational website. And then here we have a CSS folder that contains style.css document, and right here and an img folder. Inside this an img folder we have different images that we are going to use as a background image. So open this folder inside my code editor. In this case I am going to use Sublime Text. So again, here is a folder and select the folder right here, and here is index.html, and here is a style.css document right here. So here we have the basic HTML document right here, and let me say the title of the project right here, online educational website design, and then come over to this website cdnjs.com and find font awesome and copy this link right here and paste it inside the head tag right here. So having this, it enables to access different icons right here. So again, search jQuery file right here from cdn.js and paste right here. Over here, now link style.css with an HTML document using a link tag inside the head section of this basic HTML document right here, and then link the JavaScript file, and then come over fonts navbar.google.com and find the fonts that we are going to interested in. In this case, I am going to interested in use poppies. So select the style that you are interested in right here, and then here you have the link. So copy this link right here and paste, come over here and paste right here. And also here you have a CSS rule, so copy this and paste right here. Okay, now let's jump right into the design part. First, let me create a header element right here, and then inside this header element we are going to create a div element having a class name nav. Inside this div element having a class name nav, we are going to nest an h1 element having a class name logo and an order list having a class name navbar. Inside this we are going to list out different links that we are going to be interested in to be the navigation menu right here. So the first nav menu, let me say home and courses, and then about, team, and contact. So outside of this, an order list, we are going to create another div element having class name menu icon. So come over here and find fontawesome.com and find user, and then here you have the link and paste nest this link inside an anchor element. So when you save and refresh, here you have, right? And then now let's jump right into to style this. So using this class selector now, let me say background white FFF, which is the hexadecimal color code for a white color, and position, let me say fixed, top 0, left 0, display, flex, justify content, a space between, align item, center, and then width for this navigation bar 100%, box shadow 0 for pixel. And now when I save and refresh, here is it, right? Okay, now copy this and paste right here, and then let me change this is position. Okay, now remove this, and then using this logo class selector right here, let me style the logo for this educational website. Let me say color orange red, margin right 2.5 rim, font family cursive. Now when I save and refresh, here is it, and then copy this again and remove this, and navbar, so list style none, padding, and then here we have, here is it, right? Awesome. Now copy this, and now let me target an anchor element right here. So here we have A, and remove this, and text decoration none, color yellow green, font size this much, and text transform uppercase. So now when I save and refresh, here is it, nice. And now let me add a hover over effect over this navigation menu right here. So color orange red, border bottom to pixel solid yellow green, and then transform 0.4 second is. Now when I save and refresh, you see, nice and awesome. Now let me style this icon right here using a class selector menu icon. So remove this and menu icon and a descendant selector A and color orange red, font size 130% and margin left 1 rem. And again, let me add also a hover over effect over this menu icon, color blue. Now when I save and refresh, here is it, right? Okay, congratulations, we have just finished this navigation menu. Now let's jump right into to create the code section. Okay, now let's jump right into to add an animated background image for this educational website. So to do this, inside the header element, we are going to nest a div element having an ID value home, and inside this div element we are going to create a div element having a class name slide header, and then inside this we are going to nest another div element having a class name slider header image1. And then outside of this slider header, we are going to create a header box right here, a div element having class name header box right here. So inside this div element, we are going to nest an h1 element having class name header box heading, and then we are going to nest again an anchor element or equal to action button right here having class name begin full, and also we are going to nest again another div element having class name, another anchor element having class name begin ghost. Now to save your time, this is the code for this. So here you have, right, here we have a span element right here. So now when I save and refresh in my web browser, here we have, right? Here is it. Okay. So what we are going to do is over here now class selector z index, let me say -1. So when I save and refresh right here, it displays over the navigation menu. So now using this class selector header box, now let's jump right into to style this text right here. So header box, let me add some property value pair. Position, let me say position absolute top 20% and left 50%, and then transform translate -50% and 50% from top, and then justify content center text align center. When I save and refresh, here is it, right? And then now let me style the text inside the h1 element right here. So margin 1 rem and auto font size 250%, text transform, let me say capitalize, and letter spacing 0.1 rem and line height 150%. Font family curasive. When I save and refresh, here is it. Awesome. Now let me style this text differently. So first copy this and paste right here, and now let me target a span element right here. So copy this font family and paste right here. Font size 150%, and font weight, let me say 500. Now when I save and refresh, awesome, right? Now again, using a slider header class selector right here, let me add some property value here, height 90 by age. Now let me add an animated background image right here using a class selector. The first class selector is slide header image 1. Here is the cool trick how you can add an animated background image. For this, if the position for this child element absolute, the position for the parent element should be relative. So the parent element is right here, slider header. So we are going to add this image as a background for this educational website right here. So here we have a background image having a linear gradient just like this, having an RGB color code. So width and 100% and height 100 BH, which is viewport height, and background position, center, and background size cover. Now, when I save and refresh, here is it. Awesome. Now again, come over here and change this z-index into 1, and here we have a z-index into -1, right? Okay, when I save and refresh, here is it, right? The navigation menu, the navigation bar is over the background image. So copy this again and paste right here 3 times. The only thing expected from you is to change the class name and the image path. That means the image name right here and paste right here again and change the class name slider header image 3 and image name home 3.jpg. Now here is the image that we are going to use as a background image for this educational website. And then now let me change this background position center into top. Now when I save and refresh, here is it. Okay, now how you can animate this background image. So here is the cool trick. So in order to animate this background image using a CSS animation, we are going to use a keyframe rule. So here we have a keyframes, and here we have a keyframe. Here we have an animation name. In this case, 1. This is an animation name, and now let me divide what would happen at 0%, at 25%, at 50%, 75%, and what would happen at 100%. And then copy this again and change this animation name into 2, and then again copy this 2 times and change this animation name, let me say 3, and finally let me change this one into 4. Since we have 4 background image, and then we are going to animate this individual images right here using a keyframe rule. So at 0%, let me say opacity 1 and transform scale 1.5, and then copy this opacity and paste right here. So change this 1 into 0, and then copy this opacity and transform and paste right here at 100%. So the value for at 100% and at 1% is similar. At 0% is similar, sorry. So here we have, and then copy this. The only thing expected from you is to copy and paste right here and change. Copy this again and paste right here at 25%, opacity 1, and transform scale 1.5 again at 0% for the image 2 is opacity 0, right? And at 100% also opacity 0. So it will not be displayed. So come over here and copy this animation and paste right here. Here we have animation name, here we have animation duration, and here we have animation name 2 and infinite. So again, copy this over here, slider image 3 for image 3, and change this into slider header image 4. Okay, then change this into 3, and now okay, remove this. We are going to make a mistake right here, and then copy this and come over here for background image 3 at 0% opacity 0, at 25% opacity also 0, and then at 50% the opacity for this background image 3 is 1 and transform scale 1.5, and then here we have an animation for this background image, and also come over here and for animate 4 change this animation name into 4, and here we have a keyframe having an animation name 4, and then copy this code and paste right here, and then at 0%, at 25%, and at 50% the opacity should be 0, and at 75% for the background image opacity let me say 1 and transform scale 1.5, and when I save and refresh, here is it, right? Awesome. Here is an animated image. Okay, now let me add another important property right here inside this, which is overflow hidden. Now when I save and refresh, here is it. Awesome. Nice animated background image. Okay, now let me style this BTN food and this BTN ghost. That means let me style this call to action button. So in this case, come over here and this is a reusable code since we are going to use this as many times as we want. So here is BTN full text decoration, none, font size 1.7 rem, background color magenta and color white, padding 0.1 rem and 1 rem, border radius 20 pixel, text transform capitalize. And here we have a hover over effect, and then here we have a style for this BTN ghost. So text decoration, none, font size 1.7, rem again, background color transparent, color white, border 2 pixel, solid white, padding 0.1, rem from top and bottom, and 1 rem from left and right, and border radius 20 pixel, text transform capitalize. And then here we have a hover over effect for this call to action button. Now, when I save and refresh, here is it. Nice. Now, what we are going to do is to style this text right here to change the color for this text. So over here, header box heading and color white. FFF. Now, when I save and refresh, here is it, right? Awesome. We have just finished the home section for this educational website right here. Now, let's jump right into to style to design the course section for this educational website right here in this episode. So, as always, first, let me create a section having a class name, course section, and an ID value course. So inside this section, we are going to nest an h1 element having class name, section heading, and a div element having class name, course container. Inside this div element having a class name, course container, we are going to nest another div element having a class name, course box. Inside this course box, we are going to have an image and its file path, and also again we have an h3 element having a class name course price, and again we have also a div element having a class name course content. Inside this div element having a class name course content, we are going to nest a link which contains the course title and a div element having class name course rating. Inside this course rating, we are going to nest a div element having class name rating, and again we have a paragraph element having class name course review, and outside of this we are going to create a paragraph and a div element having class name course schedule. Inside this div element having class name course schedule, we are going to create another 3 div element having class name course duration, course module, and course duration. Now, here we have come over fontawesome.com and find the icon that you are interested in. In this case, I am interested in to add a star icon right here. So to save your time, here is some dummy text, and here is an icon that I found from Font Awesome. So here we have, right? Here we have class duration, course module, and course duration. So let me align this. And now, when I save and refresh, here is it. Okay, here we have the image, here we have the course price, and here we have the course title. And then copy this and paste right here. Copy this and paste right here as much as you want. So everything is similar. Now when I save and refresh, here is it, right? Here we have. Okay, now the only thing expected from you is to change the background image, the dummy text, and you can change the course price and the course title. So right here, right? So to save your time, it's better to change it offline, right? Everything is similar. The only thing, as I said, the only thing expected from you is to change the dummy text, the image path, the image name, and the course price, and also the course title. The class name is similar. The element is similar. Here we have, right? Nice. Here we have an H1 element. Here we have the image that we are going to use for this course landing page. Here is it. Okay, having this, now when I save and refresh, here we have awesome. Okay, now this is the HTML part. Now let's jump right into to style this document using cascading style sheet. So over here we have a section heading class selector. So we are going to use in the future, we are going to use this class selector as many times as we want. So come over here and add this inside a reusable style sheet right here. Here we have a section heading, font size 250%, text align center, margin 1.5 rem, and auto from left and right, and then padding, let me say padding bottom, and background image. Let me add a background image for this section heading. Class selector, and here we have the image path, and here we have background attachment fixed. Now when I save and refresh, here is it, right? Here we have a text inside an H1 element having a fixed background image. Here is it. Now again, using this element selector right here section, let me say min height 100, viewport height, and padding, let me say 0 from top and bottom and 5% from left and right, and padding top, let me say 7%. Now when I save and refresh, here is it. Nice. Now okay, now let me style the text inside a span element right here. So copy this and paste right here and remove this, and let me target a text inside a span element which is found inside a section heading class selector, background color dark orange and color white, display a line block, and then padding 0.09 rem, and 3 rim from left and right. Now when I save and refresh, here we have, right? Okay. Now let me add another important property, which is click path. So say when I save and refresh, here is a nice text right here having such a fixed background image. Now over here, using class selector right here called container, display flex, align item center, justify content, space between, and flex wrap. When I save and refresh, here we have, and then copy this and paste right here. And now let me target this class, the element inside this class selector course box. And width, let me say the width 24 rim, and margin 0.5 rim, border 1 pixel, solid green. Having this, save and refresh. Here is it. Okay. Now what we are going to do is come over here and using this class selector, course box, and image img element selector. Let me add some property value pair with the width for this image. Let me say 100%, and height 20 rim, which is 20 rim times the global font size 60 pixel and object feed cover. Now when I save and refresh, here we have, right? Nice. Now copy this again and paste right here and remove this. And now let me target the elements inside a course price class selector, position absolute top 1 rim right 0, and if the position for this child element absolute, the position for the parent element should be relative. For this, the parent element is right here, course box. So position relative, and background color right here, having RGB color code, and click path right here. Now color, text color white, and font style italic, and then font weight 500, padding this much, and when I save and refresh, nice. Here we have a course price, but I made a mistake over this. You see, font family, font style. This is font size. Sorry. Font size to trim. When I save and refresh, awesome. Here is it, the course price. Nice. And then now let me target the element inside this course content class selector. So putting 0.8 trim, background color having this hexadecimal color code. Now when I save and refresh, here is it. Okay, cool. Now again, now let me target this course title right here. Course name. Here we have font size, here we have font weight, here we have text decoration none, here we have color black. Now when I save and refresh, here is it. Awesome. Now let's jump right into, okay, here we have. Okay, now let's jump right into our over effect over this course title. So to do this, using a pseudo class selector right here, hover and add text decoration over here. Instead of none, change it into underline and color blue. So when I save and refresh, and then when we hover over this, you see, nice, since it is a link, so you can link this course title with your course. And then now let me style this using a course rating. Inside this course rating, we have a rating and course review. So using this class selector right here and remove this course name and change by course rating, and again remove this. And display flex justify content space between. Now when I save and refresh, here we have the star icons and the number of review aligned in one line. So again, using this class selector, course box, and an element selector, using this selector right here, color gold, font size 1.5 prim, in order to style the star icons, padding bottom 1.2 rim. Now when I save and refresh, here we have the star icons right here. Now let me target the paragraph elements right here. So using this class selector and an element selector P, first copy this and then paste right here and change now again using this class selector, course schedule, display flex, justify content space between, align item, center. Now when I save and refresh, here is it. Now we are going to use this class selector in order to style this individual element individually. Course schedule and course duration. Now copy this and paste right here. Okay, now change this course duration into course module right here. Again, change this by class duration right here. And now let me add some property value pair. Border 1 pixel, solid yellow green. And again, padding 0.2 rem, 0.5 rem, and color orange red. Font weight 400, margin 0.2 rem. Text align center, box shadow 1 pixel, and when I save and refresh, here we have awesome, right? Which is nice. What cool is that? Okay guys, this is all about how you can create the course landing page for this educational website. If you have any question concerning here, let me know in the comment section below. Now let's jump right into another section for this educational website. As always, let me add a comment over here. So, as always, let me create a section element having class name, team section, and let me say an ID value, team, and inside this section we are going to nest an h1 element, a div element having class name, our team. Inside this div element we are going to nest another div element having class name about teacher, and to save your time, this is the code for this team section. Here we have h1 element having some dummy text. Here we have a paragraph having an inline style. If you are new to this, how you can add an inline style, I have a complete HTML course right here in this YouTube channel. So go ahead and watch that video. I put the link inside my inside this video description. So when I save and refresh this inside my web browser, here we have, right? Here we have awesome. Now let me rearrange the placement for this navigation menu right here. You see? Okay, having this, now let's jump right into to style this theme section. So using descendant selection, selector theme section, and now let me target an h1 element, font size 250% or 2.5 rem, color gray, padding, this much, and when I save and refresh, here is it, right? Nice. So you see here is the paragraph. And again, now let me add another important styling using a pseudo class selector after content, in this case MPT, display block with 10 rem and head, 0.2 rem, background color, let me say magenta, and margin 0 and auto to align it at the center position, and margin top, let me say 1 rem. When I save and refresh, here we have a line right here, right? Nice. So again, now let me style this using a class selector right here, our team, and here we have background image and its image path, background position, cover, background position, center, background size cover, and background attachment fixed with 100% and height for this image 90 reported. Here we have, right, a fixed background image right here. You see? Now, let me change the background position center into top. Now, let me position the content right here. So here we have a class selector about teacher and position absolute bottom one rim, left also one rim, and if the position for this child element absolute, let me find the parent element. The parent element is right here having a class name our team. So the position for this parent element should be a relative. Now, when I save and refresh, here we have, right? So again, background color, white. Now, when I save and refresh, here is it. Awesome. And border radius, one rim, text align, center. Now, when I save and refresh, here is it, right? Awesome. Now, let me style this paragraph right here. Theme section about teachers, class selector, and paragraph element collector right here. Font size, let me say 1.3, 1.5 rim, line height 1.7 rim, padding bottom 1 rim, color gray, font style, italic, and text align justify. Now, here we have save and refresh. Awesome. Nice. Okay. You see, this is all about how you can create this our theme section right here. You see, having a fixed background image, having a nice call to action button right here. Now, in the coming episode, we are going to create this about us section right here. You see, here we have an image, here we have a text. So let's dive right into it. As always, create a section element right here having a class name, let me say about section, and an ID value about, and then inside this section we are going to nest an h1 element having a reusable class name section heading. And then again, we are going to nest another div element having class name about us. And then inside this div element, we are going to nest another div element having a class name about image. So here we have an image path and image name. And then outside of this div element having about image class selector, we are going to nest another div element having a class name about us content. Inside this we have an h3 element, a paragraph element, and an anchor element. To save your time, here we have the dummy text that we are going to use as an about us. So here we have, right? Okay, here we have a call to action button. So now when I save and refresh, here is it, right? Here we have an image, here we have a text, and here we have a call to action button. See more button, and here we have an about us having a fixed background image. So now let's dive right into to style this document. So over here we have about us class selector right here. So using this class selector right here, now let me style some property value pair. Display flex justify content, space between and align items center, flex wrap. So now again copy this using this class selector about image. Let me add a property flex 1 certify frame and then copy this and paste right here and then add an img element selector and with 90% and then again hit 40 rem. Now when I save and refresh, oh, it is a little bit ugly. The image is a little bit ugly and then now to solve this problem using this class selector about us content, you see, let me add this property flex 1 certified frame and then font family curacy. So now how is this? Let me save and refresh. Nice, you see. Okay, again copy this and paste right here and target an H3 element right here and font size for this H3 element 2.5 rem. Again copy this and using a pseudo class selector right here after. Now let me add some property for value pair. So come over here and here we go, right? Copy this property value pair and then paste right here. So content empty display block and hit point rem and with h rem. Background color as it is, margin remove this and margin top let me increase into 1.2 rem. So now when I save and refresh, here is it. Here is it, a line having a color magenta and then using this class selector about us content and an element selector paragraph to style this paragraph just like this. Awesome, nice. Okay, here we have an about us. So we have just finished an about us for this educational website design using HTML and CSS. On the coming episode, we are going to design the contact section for this educational website using HTML and CSS. You see, it is nice. So here we have. Take a look at it. You see? Nice. Here we have a nice message sending button. So now let's dive right into it. As always, create a section element right here having a class name, contact section, and an ID value contact. And inside this section, we are going to nest an h1 element having a class name, a reusable class name, section heading, and a div element having class name, contact container. Inside this div element, we are going to create another div element having class name, contact us. Inside this div element, we are going to nest an icon, h3 element, and paragraph element right here. So here we have 3 contact us class selector To save your time, here we have some contact information right here. Here we have the font house, here we have different icons that we are going to, that we found from font awesome, right? Here we have contact section. You have contact information right here. So you can find this icon from font awesome. Having this, when I save and refresh, here is it, the contact information. Here is the HTML part. Now let's dive right into to style this contact information. You see, let me use this class selector contact section and add a background color light cyan. So when I save and refresh, here we have a nice background color right here. And again, using this class selector contact container, now let me copy this property value here and come over here and then paste right here and margin top 16. When I save and refresh, here is it. Awesome. Now, using this class selector contact us, you see here we have 3 development having the similar class name contact us. So copy this and then paste right here and remove this, and then using this class selector contact us, background color white, border let me say 0.1 ring, solid yellow, light gray, width let me say 24 ring, margin 0.5 rim, padding 2 rim. So when I save and refresh, here is it, right? So now let me style this icon right here. To do this, copy this and paste right here, and using an element selector right here, and remove this color orange red, font size 3.5 rim, border 1 pixel solid green, padding 0.8 rim, border radius 10 pixels. So when I save and refresh, here you go. So again, position absolute top 10%, left 50%, and translate minus 50% from the x direction and minus 50% the y direction. If the position for this child element absolute, the position for the parent element should be relative. So the parent element is this, having class name contact us. So come over here and position, change this absolute into relative. So when I save and refresh, here we go. And then change this top value into minus 10%. Okay, now again using, let me target this H3 element. Here we have an H3 element. Here we have. Now font size to rim. When I save and refresh, here we have, right? Nice. Now let me style this paragraph. So here we have a paragraph element selector, color gray, font size 1.2 rim, font weight 200, text align center, line height 1.7 rim, padding top 1 rim. When I say, when you see over here we have a paragraph. So when I save and refresh, here we go, right? Nice. Now this is the first contact section for this educational website. Now let's jump right into to create another contact information section for this educational website. So through this inside this section we are going to create another development. We are going to nest another development having class name contact books, and in this development we are going to nest a form field having different input field. Here we have a text field, here we have an email field having a class name input box, and again now here we have a placeholder that we are interested to display inside the contact form, and here we have another input field password, and here we have another input field also number, and here we have a text area. So to save your time, this is the contact form, and now let me adjust the alignment, the placement for this input field and the image, the development having a contact image class selector. Here we have different images. Here we have the image that we are interested in. So having this, when I save and refresh, here we go, right? Here we have the contact field right here. Here we have the form field, and here we have the image. So now this is the HTML part. So let me adjust the alignment. Here we go. So here we have the HTML part. Now let me style this using a class selector. So when I save and refresh, so here we have a contact box. Display flex justify content space between a line item center flex wrap padding. Let me cite 3. Having this, when I save and refresh, here we go. Okay, using descendant selector, contact box and form right here, flex 1130 rim, display flex justify content space between flex wrap padding 1.2 rim, which is 1.2 times the global font size 60 pixel. Now when I save and refresh, here is it. Nice. Okay, now let me focus to style this form field. So again, using an input box class selector right here with 45% height 3 rim, 0.3 rim, border 0.1 rim solid green, background none, margin 1 rim and 0. When I save and refresh, here we have. Nice. Now again, using this element selector right here, let me style this text area and an input field right here. So with 100% font size 1.5 rim. When I save and refresh, awesome, here we go. Nice. So again, let me add hover over effect over the text area right here using a pseudo class selector hover. So background light blue. When I save and refresh, you see when I click over this text box, you observe that a hover over effect. Here is it. Now again, let me jump right into to style the sending message button right here using a class selector contact btn. So margin top 1 rim. Here we have a contact btn class selector right here and background color dark green and border none. So when I save and refresh, here we go, right? Awesome, a nice sending message button right here. Okay, now let me style the image which is found inside a div element having a contact image class selector. So here we have some property value pair, margin top minus 10 pixel. So when I save and refresh, here we have a nice image play align nicely right here. Awesome. So again, using an element selector, image right here with for the image 100% object fit cover height of the image 95 viewport. When I save and refresh, here we go. Congratulations, we have just completed the contact section for this educational website right here. And then in the coming episode, we are going to create the footer section for this educational website using HTML, CSS, and JavaScript. Okay, you see, this is a nice footer section having different links and contact information right here. Here you have a quick link right here. So, and having a linear background image. Without further ado, let's jump right into it. Okay, as always, let me add a comment over here. So again, create a section element right here having a class name footer section. Inside this section element, we are going to nest another div element having a class name footer container. Inside this div element again, we are going to nest another div element having a class name footer box. We are going to create another div element having a class name, similar class name, footer box. So inside this again, we are going to nest an h3 element right here and an order list having a class name footer link. Inside this unordered list, we are going to nest our navigation menu right here. So here we have the navigation link right here. So copy this link and then come over here and nest this link inside an order list. So now let me adjust the alignment for this. Here we go. Okay, again, outside of this, we are going to add another div element having similar class name footer box right here. So again, inside this, we are going to nest another HTML element which is h3. So over here again, we are going to need a paragraph element right here in order to add some font awesome icons right here and a text over here. Outside of this footer box, we are going to create another div element having a class name final footer. Inside this, we have an h2 element right here. So, to save your time, it's better to add everything offline right here, just like this. Awesome. Here we have an HTML part right here. Here we have you see? Nice. So when I save and refresh in my web browser, what you are going to observe from here is just like this, right? Okay, here are quick links right here. So now this is the HTML part. Now let's dive right into to style this an HTML part. So using the class selector footer section, let me add a background image having a linear gradient just like this. You see, here you have the image path and here you have a RGB color code for this background image. So the image name, the image is found inside the img folder. Here you have the image that we are going to interested in. So background position center. Now when I save and refresh, here we go, right? Awesome background image, right? So again, using this class selector footer container, here we have a class selector footer container, display flex, justify content, center, and flex wrap. When I save and refresh, here we go, right? Nice. Now again, using this class selector footer box, as you see here, here we have three div elements having similar class name, which is footer box. So using this class selector footer box right here with 25 rem, text align center, padding right 1.5 rem. When I save and refresh in my web browser, here we go. Alright, nice. Style this font awesome icon using a descendant selector, footer box, and element selector. So font size 2 rem, color orange, padding left 3 rem, and padding right 1 rem. Having this, when I save and refresh in my web browser, here we go. Nice. Now again, let me style an H3 element right here using again a descendant selector, footer box, and H3. Here we go, font size 1.5 rem, color yellow green, padding 0.2 rem, and 0 text transform capitalize, text align center. Now when I save and refresh, here we go. The text inside an H3 element right here. So again, let me add another style for this H3 element using a pseudo class selector after display block with 100 pixel, 8.2 rem, background color magenta. When I save and refresh, here we go, right? Nice. Nice line over here. So again, let me style the element inside the paragraph inside the P element right here. So again, using a descendant selector footer box and a P element selector right here. Font size, let me say 1.2 rem, padding 0.8 rem from top and bottom, and 0 rem from left and right. Text align center. When I save and refresh, here we go, right? Nice. Now again, let me turn our face to style the quick link right here using LI element selector. When I save and refresh, here we go. Now let me use this anchor element selector right here to style this quick link more efficiently. So font size 1.2 rem, text align center, text transform uppercase. When I save and refresh, Here we go, a nice link. Now let me add a beautiful hover over effect over this quick link. So to do this we are going to use a pseudo class selector hover. So for this background color dark orange, padding 0.2 rem and 0.5 rem, and color green. Having this, when I save and refresh, and again when I click over here, you see a nice call to action, a nice hover over effect over this quick link, right? Awesome. So when I click over here, it redirects you to the targeted link. So here we go, right? Again, when I click over this course link, it redirects into the targeted section. So now let me target the paragraph over here. So to do this, let me add another class selector address right here. So using this class selector address and a descendant selector P, we are going to align the text into justify, from left into justify. So when I save and refresh, here we go, a nice alignment, right? And then now we are going to reach the final section, which is to style the final footer right here. So to do this, we have a final footer class selector right here, text align center, font family here we have, and padding bottom 50 pixel. So having this property value appear when I save and refresh, and you see. So let me change this value into 2020. Since I'm recording this video in the first month, January 30, 2022. So we are going to change this 2021 into 2022. So now here we go, right? Okay, having this, we have just finished the HTML and the CSS part for this educational website. The only thing left is to make this educational website fully responsible for any device using a modern technology like flexbox and media query. And also we are going to create an interactivity over this educational website using JavaScript. So with that being said, let's dive right into it.
gameplay.
If this sound is interesting, make sure to subscribe and press the notification bell icon for more programming related video. Just like this. Thank you for watching. I will see you in the next video.